Unknown user detected. Bridge access is restricted to crew
Hey,
members only.
dingus.
Wait, what?
Initializing threat suppression protocol.
Apollo, search your memory for my identifier. Echo 1.
User not found.
Apollo.
Try Jack.
Memory query. Successful. User entry found. Jack.
Thanks, bud.
Welcome back to the Estrealla. It is good to see you.
Thank you, Apollo. It is good to see you as well.
Is Captain Rhodes with you? And well, I hope.
Cheers, Apollo. We missed you.
Likewise, Captain. Jack, your appearance is altered. I almost did not recognize you. I must
Yeah, well,
apologize
I'm a
for
little
the
bit
alarms.
fancy now.
Your reasoning was sound.
What brings you back to the Estrealla?
We need an FTL fuel cell, Apollo. But we believe you've been disabling Dr. Harlan's salvaging equipment.
We'll need it back online to deal with the radiation here.
Preserving this vessel is my primary directive. The last time jump virtually destroyed it. No further attempts to remove or misuse equipment can be permitted.
Lives depend on it, Apollo.
I understand, Captain, but I cannot allow any further material from this vessel to be compromised.
Apollo, Liv is infected with the biomass, and your directive is protecting this ship's crew and its critical assets.
Forgive me, Jack. I failed to follow your reasoning.
You yourself commissioned Liv, a fellow Atlas employee, as acting captain after the deaths of your original crew. You must remember.
Confirmed, though I had not considered her status in such terms. Captain Rhodes is truly infected.
She needs your help.
Very well. As the Estrella's tactical adjunct, my primary directive is to protect its crew.
So you will help them.
Affirmative. I am hereby available to assist you in obtaining a fuel cell.
Lovely. That's settled.
Apollo, are you able to detect any fuel cells that are still operational?
My sensor network has been severely damaged. However, any functional fuel cells on the Estrealla would be in the auxiliary drive bay. It can be seen through the window far ahead of the bridge.
Oh, all the way over there?
It is approximately 400 meters from here.
Seems easy enough to reach.
And it would be if this AI hadn't disabled the equipment I set up to counter the radiation.
A temporary security
Apollo.
measure. Your equipment is now re-enabled.
You better not have damaged any of it.
Normal operations should resume now. Jack can verify this.
Oh dear. Incoming.
Well,
What the hell is that?
A cargo drone. Apparently no longer capable of flight.
Apologies. My anti-theft protocols are quite aggressive.
Fortunately, our salvaging equipment appears to still have working radiation dampeners, meaning Jack should now have a safe route to the drive bay.
That's some good news.
A number of problems remain. Accessing the fuel cells, for one. Doing so will require that I have direct control of the systems within the drive bay. You must bring me along with you.
Are you seriously going to integrate with this rogue AI?
Without Apollo, we wouldn't have lasted this long. We can trust him.
Jack, I'll walk
He's
through
an
the
idiot,
process of downloading
but-
my imprint to your cortex.
I'm ready, Apollo.
Simply insert
He's a
my
useful
AI core
idiot.
to the lower receptacle, then use your data link on the override slot. I will do the
Gotcha.
rest.
alright.
Disconnecting from mainframe now. Download complete. Only one final issue remains, Jack. Your arms are too short.
Too short?
The
Right.
FTL technology is highly sensitive. Accessing the drive bay and the fuel cells within will require multiple operators.
Good thing there's two of us then.
Unfortunately, the debris field is far too irradiated to accommodate Captain Rhodes.
You're saying Jack's the best chance we've got, but even he won't be enough.
I might be able to help, actually. The cargo drones employ stasis technology, which enables them to manipulate objects at a distance.
Like the stasis projectors we used to levitate the tram back in the hab.
Exactly. I believe I can incorporate the drone stasis tech into your shell, Jack. I'll just need more data from them to be sure.
The drone that just hit
Nice.
the bridge is unlikely to put up much resistance.
I'll start there.
Whenever you're ready, Jack.
I'm heading out.
Let me slot that guy in there.
Jack, to stay protected from radiation out there, you'll need to activate radiation dampeners with your data link. They can be found on both charging docks and cargo drones. Shields at 95%.
Radiation dampener activated.
Hypothesis confirmed. With sufficient data, I'll be able to construct a tool for extending your reach, Jack.
Does this tool have a name, Juno?
Well, it will essentially project your grip across space, so I suppose
It's a grip projector. Let's move on.
more data will be needed.
There'll be plenty on the way to the drive.
Short, succinct, to the
You know what
point.
to look for.
Affirmative. Inoperable cargo drones, but with functioning data ports. Heading to the drive bay.
Please remember
Good.
the charging docks
Is
have
there-
radiation dampeners as well, Jack. They'll help keep you safe out there.
Thank you, Juno.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop from drone to drone.
There was some biomass research data in there.
And then
Just a small amount, but every bit helps with the cure.
I'm guessing these are the rechargerators.
Shields at
Hello?
50%.
Hello, recharger. Recharging nation station.
30%.
Echo 1, those charging blocks won't have the data Juno needs to design your new tool, but they will restore your power. Hold your hands near the induction panel, and it will recharge your shielding.
Charging dock restored to operation status. You may recharge your shield as needed. Though, interesting. I believe I may have found a secondary use for restoring these docks, recovering their local data, specifically because the docks normally maintain a coordination and optimization network. They contain shared data from across the station. Prior to the generator going offline, the units in irradiated areas were sharing optimizations that I believe could still be used to improve your multispectral shielding, Jack.
Scanning further docks should provide the necessary data.
Yes, I believe so. I've added a tracker to your data tab.
Apollo, I wanted to ask.
Yes, Captain.
Well, you've probably figured this out already, but... You know this isn't your time, right? This isn't the future you came from.
Apollo, I believe I may be able to extend Jack's reach by about 4 meters. I hope that will be far enough.
Affirmative.
Just a few more scans should suffice, Jack.
Oh, I'm getting crispy.
Jack, I'm detecting extreme radiation nearby. If you can pinpoint the
There's some
source, I advise
warheads.
staying clear.
Probably those. Nope.
The stasis projection technology will be simpler to adapt than previously anticipated. If you scan one more cargo drone, I believe I will have enough data to complete your new tool.
Excellent. There were more down that way, but there's also a pylon up here, so I'm gonna get this one, and then I'm gonna fly on over.
Shields at 50%. Analyzing. As predicted, I now have sufficient data to improve your multispectral shielding, Jack. Please return to the nearest fabricator for installation.
Hell of a lot of radiation out there. Guess it's coming from the Estrealla.
Correct. The Estrella's last time jump ruptured a generator, diffusing radiation throughout the region.
That's the radiation dampness.
Installation successful. Jack, your multispectral shielding should now be more resistant to radiation. Please note, however, that contact with biomass will still drain it just as rapidly as before.
Understood. Thank you, Juno.
Of course. Shields at 95%.
Dr. Harmon, what was your purpose in attempting to salvage the Estrealla? The odds of my ship's components being compatible with yours seems unlikely.
It wasn't the hardware I was after. Your ship was the original source of the infestation. I'd hoped to find an undetonated biomass torpedo amongst the wreckage. Use it to develop a cure for all this.
I understand, Doctor. Considering my current directives, I will provide any useful data that may help in your research.
Better late than never, I suppose.
Shields at 95%. This dock is now part of the computational array.
Approaching the drive bay.
I'm detecting some intense radiation there, Jack. Warheads, I believe. I advise removing them from the immediate area before proceeding.
Sounds like the perfect job for that new tool you're working on.
Correct. It will allow him to manipulate distant objects, including these warheads.
Good luck collecting that data, Jack.
Copy that, Liv. I'll continue searching for cargo drones to scan.
How's it looking out there, Jack?
Manageable.
Oh
How are
yeah,
your
cargo
preparations
drones.
coming?
Where
Quite well, actually.
we got
Just
them
doing some light
cargo
welding
drones.
outside the ship. Juno's helping me get the intake systems ready for the materials you're gathering.
Are you sure you should be exerting yourself, given your current condition?
I can handle it. The infection's still dormant, remember?
Assuming its status hasn't changed.
Believe me, when it goes active, she'll know.
Ah, there it is. Hey, so crunchy.
Shields at 95%. Tool schematics complete. Please visit a fabricator to install your new tool jack. Most charging docks will have one nearby.
Reprint with my new... Definitely not Jedi powers hands, because that would be... actionable by the Disney
To use a grip
Corporation.
projector, simply point at a target, activate the projector, and direct it with your hand. Any sufficiently small piece of debris would be ideal to experiment on.
If your new tool works as intended, Jack, you should be able to access the fuel cells now.
Good. Heading to the drive bay. I'm back at the drive bay. Armed with the grip projector this time.
Great. You should be able to remove those warheads now.
Shields at
Away you
95%.
go. First you grab it and then you fling it.
Shields at 50%.
Excelsior! I'll just make a new one. I'm immortal.
Shields at 95%. Shields at 50%.
Warheads removed. Entry into the drive bay is now clear.
Copy that. Standing by.
Now heading for the fuel cells.
Great. We'll keep a working cargo drone on standby. Just look for a good fuel cell and we'll handle the rest.
Roger that.
Shields at 95%.
A spent biomass torpedo.
Just like every other that was left behind here. Useless for my
look at
research,
those.
unfortunately. As soon as one detonates, accessing its incubator is no longer tenable.
I get it. I get
The
it.
controls near the drive bay door may be used to gain access, Jack.
I've gained access to the drive bay.
Wait, those pillars in the center, are those...
The Estrella's FTL drives, yes.
do they still work?
Theoretically. But unfortunately, they're of little use to us. With such a high concentration of biomass forms in this area, any attempt to remove one of the drives would prove futile.
Dr. Harlan, I'm noticing these ticks appear to be less evolved than those we've previously encountered.
Must have carried over from the last time jump. No doubt just as dangerous. I advise avoidance at all costs.
Jack, my monitoring systems are offline here. You'll need to manually inspect each fuel cell in order to determine its viability. Simply scan their data ports to get started.
Well, I'm gonna need something to keep them ticks busy, right?
Fuel cell located.
Use the data port and I'll expose the cell for visual inspection. Jack, the data ports you need to access are located on the storage units running along the room's perimeter.
Empty. I'll have to keep looking. Apollo, could one of these infected fuel cells still be full?
It is conceivable, Jack. However, the infestation renders it impossible for me to extract the cell.
Understood, Apollo. I'll check the other cells.
Exposing fuel cell for your inspection, Jack.
Another empty cell.
Apollo, you're sure there's a good fuel cell there?
I never said I was sure, Captain Rose. It's simply the most likely location on my ship to contain a viable fuel cell, if any were remaining.
Right. If any were remaining.
Accessing fuel cell.
This does not look good. These cells are all empty.
Oh, that one. There was one more. Okay. Forgot to look up. Classic blunder.
Jack, if you access the data ports beside the storage cells, I can open them to allow further
Hey,
examination.
that one looks good.
Viable fuel cell located.
Hopefully enough to power Dr. Harlan's FTL drive.
Nicely done, Jack. I'm sending a drone your way.
Send two.
What for? It's only one fuel cell.
Just trust me. Send two.
Warning, lead drone compromised.
Jack, what's going on?
The ticks swarmed the lead cargo drone.
And that is why you send two.
I don't think we'll be using that one again.
Backup drone malfunctioning.
More ticks.
The lead drone is disabled, but the backup still has a chance.
Pesky bastards, aren't they?
I'll clear them off.
50%. Shields at 30%.
Cargo drone cleared.
Acknowledged. Thank you, Jack. Resuming flight.
One of these again, eh?
Fuel cell released.
Cargo secured. Ready for departure.
Excellent. The fuel cell still needs to be latched into place once it arrives, Jack. The honor's all yours, if you'd like.
Given that we still need a contained biomass sample, I prefer to leave the hookup to you, as long as you're feeling well enough.
No, I've got it. I can handle things here. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. More of a guideline than a rule, actually.
Cargo drone returning in T-minus 10 seconds.
Better stay clear, Jack.
If you wish to return now, I advise taking hold of the drone. Cargo drone
Hold
departing
up.
in 3, 2, 1. Firing thrusters.
The fuel cell is clear of the drive bay.
Great. We'll have some cargo clamps ready to receive it here.
Oh, we gotta go over there for biomass. Okay. And since I see an induction
You're approaching the
charger-
biomass research facility. This is where the outbreak originated.
We're sure there's some contained biomass on hand for Jack to retrieve.
Logs indicate 1 or 2 containers should still be in storage. However, reaching them may be difficult due to the entire facility being under lockdown.
The tram entrance will undoubtedly be your only way in.
Acknowledged. The facility appears to be in fairly poor condition, but there is at least some power flowing.
Due to the generator being restored.
Unfortunately, I'm still unable to access any systems further into the facility. Power flow stops at the entry terminal. It appears that the systems are outright disconnected, including the physical entry bridge. Jack, you'll need to reconnect those systems to gain entry to the facility.
Copy that. These are auxiliary controls for the extension bridges.
Correct, but they're currently inoperable. The power conduit extending from the entrance to the main facility has been retracted, likely an attempt to contain the biomass spread. To restore power to the extension mechanisms, you will need to re-engage the power conduit to cross the gap.
Understood. I will locate and re-engage the conduit.
Just keep in mind that you'll also be restoring power to the main research facility, including any...
Re-establishing main generator connection. Be advised, Class 3 power fields will become active. Dormancy will be nullified.
Jack, power will soon be returning to the immediate area, as well as the rest of the research facility. Just keep in mind that you'll also be awakening any dormant biomass within.
That's a good point. By restoring power, we're undoing something that was put in place as a die-hard safety precaution.
We are certain this is the only place we're going to find the contained biomass?
Assuming these fragmented station logs are correct? Yes.
Well, that's reassuring.
Hooray!
Finalizing connection.
Connection established. Now receiving power readings throughout the facility. Jack, once you have the bridge fully extended, you should be able to access the facility proper. Though I suspect some areas may have additional security requirements.
Laura, the research director, would have done everything she could to contain